Have you ever felt like everyone around you is winning it at life while you're stuck in the same place? Today, I'm going to share a story that completely changed how I see success, happiness, and most importantly, myself. There was once a young man named Alex who lived in a bustling city. Every morning, he'd scroll through social media and see his college friends buying new cars, traveling the world, getting promotions, and living what seemed like perfect lives. Meanwhile, Alex was working a modest job, living in a small apartment, and driving his old beaten-up car. One day, while sitting in traffic, Alex looked at the luxury car next to him and sighed. "Why can't my life be like theirs?" he thought. That evening, feeling particularly low, he decided to visit his grandfather, the wisest person he knew. His grandfather was in the garden, tending to his plants. Alex poured out his heart, explaining how he felt like a failure compared to everyone else. The old man listened quietly, then smiled and said, "Come with me." He led Alex to his garden where different plants were growing, tall sunflowers, creeping vines, small roses, and a mighty oak tree. "Tell me," the grandfather asked, "which plant here is the best?" Alex looked confused. "Well, they're all different. The sunflower is tall, the rose is beautiful, the oak is strong." "Exactly," his grandfather exclaimed. "Each plant has its own timeline, its own season, its own purpose. The rose doesn't compete with the oak tree. The vine doesn't feel inferior because it can't stand as tall as the sunflower. Each one blooms in its own time and its own way." He continued, "The sunflower takes just one summer to reach its full height. The oak tree, it takes decades. But does that make the sunflower better? Or the oak tree a failure for taking longer? No, they're simply on different journeys." Alex felt something shift inside him. His grandfather placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "You're comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. You see their highlight reel while you're living your behind the scenes. That's not a fair comparison." "There's something else," the old man added. "When you constantly compare yourself to others, you rob yourself of two precious things: gratitude for what you have and focus on where you're going. You can't drive forward if you're always looking sideways." That night, Alex couldn't sleep. He thought about all the things he had accomplished: his degree, his independence, the relationships he'd built, the skills he'd learned. They might not have been Instagram worthy, but they were his. From that day on, Alex made a decision. Instead of measuring his success against others, he started measuring it against who he was yesterday. He stopped scrolling endlessly through social media. He started celebrating small wins. He focused on his own growth, his own goals, his own timeline. Months passed. Alex didn't suddenly become a millionaire or famous, but something better happened. He became content. He found peace. He discovered that true success isn't about being better than others. It's about being better than you used to be. Here's what I learned from Alex's story. Your journey is your journey. The person next to you might be on season 10 of their show while you're on season 2 of yours. That doesn't mean you're behind. It means you're exactly where you need to be right now. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle. Stop comparing your middle to someone else's end. The only person you should try to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Remember, flowers don't compete with the flower next to them. They just bloom. So bloom at your own pace, in your own time, in your own beautiful way. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And remember, you're not behind, you're not ahead. You're exactly where you need to be.